honey, life is hard, but it's okay. Life is especially hard when you have a terrible child that you just can't handle, a terrible child that you just can't manage, and a terrible child that you just can't deal with. And yet the terrible child is nonetheless all up in you, girl. And as a parent, you don't know what to do with yourself because, listen, I've got a terrible child. But then this terrible child does not ever adjust or alter. This terrible child never ever snaps out of it. Listen, the terrible child goes on to become a terrible serial killer. But you did everything that you could for that child. Worse yet, the terrible child, seeing as all children are so cute when they're just babies, starts out quite alright. Somewhere along the way, however, the terrible child goes awry. So you're out here dealing with a terrible child, okay, that isn't terrible at first, but then becomes terrible at last. Like a kid that out here has been supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, just absolutely gentle and wonderful up to the age of 7. So no, you can't blame it on being a teenager or whatever. You can't blame it on hormones. They're yet to get to that place where they don't want anything to do with their parents. They are at an age where they're supposed to be latching onto the heels of their moms and their dads, being dragged around everywhere, because they just can't do without mom and dad. I saw be 13, I saw be 14, I saw be 15, where your teenage girl be now out here looking at you like you stink. You're only 7. And yet look at your kid changing. When you look and investigate with a microscope, a magnifying glass, when you interrogate at school, is there something wrong with my child? When you take them to a child psychologist, nothing is giving. And this child is so terrible that even the psychologist is like, listen, I can't keep seeing your child. Even the doctors are like, listen, I'm discharging your kid. Even the teachers are like, listen, your kid has been expelled from school. Even the school is like, listen, your child is a school. In and of himself, he is teaching other children to do strange things. I want nothing to do with your kid. Your kid was so sweet at 6.5, and yet look at him being a monster at 7. What happened over there? What happened? When you can't account for why your child went awry all of a sudden overnight. The devil goes for his own babies at some point, do you understand? Look inside your marriage. Who you married to? Look at your wife. Honey, is you right? Look at your husband. Baby, is you okay? And then you will come to find out somewhere along the way that your husband was an infiltrated occult practitioner that was a hybrid, a transhuman, that married a Christian woman, having gone to a church one day, fallen in love with a Christian woman, and it was his mandate to make terrible children. You won't know that your husband is a hybrid, but you will know that something's wrong with your child, and your kid will go on to be an omen that will be infiltrated into society the way that Mom Danny was infiltrated into New York as a mayor, even though he's about to introduce Sharia law.